Hey y'all, how's it going? I hope you are well. I hope you're having an amazing day. I am Dr. Tammy, and it has been a minute since I've been here. I am your strategist, consultant, author, and speaker. I help you move in the direction of more and prepare for what's next. And so today we're coming to you because we are talking about literacy. We're talking about, so if you've been following me for a while, you know that I used to have these sister ciphers where we have our little roundtable discussions about books and reading. And it's National Literacy Month, and I couldn't let the month end without talking about books, without talking about literacy, without talking about how we are addressing different issues within our communities. And communities as in our local communities, community as in the community, the people we serve. Like, community is so many different levels. And so whatever community you identify with, that community. And what are some of those things about literacy? Literacy is reading, writing, listening, and speaking. And so, how are you addressing some of those issues? And so, National Literacy Month, I don't know if you know this, but it was established way back in 1966. So, it's been around for a while. The United Nations Educational, Scientific, Cultural Organizations, or UNESCO, was created this or founded National Literacy Month. And it was basically a proclamation to remind us that literacy is important. The importance of literacy as a matter of dignity and human rights. It also encourages each and every one of us, everyone, to take ownership of literacy, the literacy issues in our communities, and how are we addressing them, or as they like to say, combating them. And so there are multiple efforts that are going on across the nation, whether it's encouraging you to go to your local library and tap into the libraries and resources there, whether it's what you're doing to encourage others to read, or to teaching people who cannot read or who are illiterate and how to read, and tackling that the devastating truth about illiteracy and how there's 750 million people around this country who can't read, adults who can't read. And so part of what I want to create here is thinking about reading as a social action. More so than it's just you and you reading, but how can you make that a social action? How can you share that with your community? How can you in, do your part and advocating for people's access to books and or how they engage with books and literacy. And I always think about the reading part. So let me just say a disclaimer. I think about the reading part only because I am a reading professor. Like, I'm a literacy professor, and that's what I do in my day job. And literacy is one of those things that I think we should address and should be looked at differently because it goes across content, right? All across the contents, whether it's math, history, digital literacy, recreational literacy, all of these things. It permeates all of it. And I think reading bridges the gap and helps all those areas so much easier to participate in. So if you're joining us today, please like, share, comment, and tell us hello. Say hello. Say where you're joining us from. And if you're following one of my guests, definitely say hello to them. So I'd like to introduce my guest. So today we have Nina Motivates. She goes by Nina Motivates, and that's exactly what she does. And I can't wait for you to hear some of the things that she's doing. And we have Coach Jeanine. Oh my goodness, my Coach Jeanine, I like to say, one that keeps me going and moving. And they're doing some amazing things as it relates to community, as it relates to literacy, and just promoting entrepreneurs in this space and all the things that I particularly love. So I want to bring them on the screen now. So I'm going to bring them and allow them to introduce themselves completely because their accolades. Oh my goodness. Y'all, let me just say this before I bring them on. Let me bring them on. And so y'all can see their face as I say this. I asked them to send me their bio. I was thinking 3 or 4 sentences, something that I can actually read in a few seconds. And it was pages. So they're doing so many things. So what we're going to do is unpack those pages. Like I want us to talk about the many things they're doing in their community, their local community, their professional community, how they value and the importance of literacy for them in their personal and professional life. And so thank you so much, ladies, for joining me. Thank you so much for being here. It's been so long since I've done this. I feel like, oh my goodness, I'm out of practice. Like that I've hosted. I'm always the guest now. So and now this is like the first that I've actually hosted in so long. So thank you for being this reboot, this relaunch, this remix, whatever I'm doing to say I'm back. I'm here. So thank you for joining us. So let's just go around the room and let's just introduce yourself first. Just tell me who you are, what you do, and then we'll get into it. So let's start with Coach Nina.
Hi, everybody. Thank you all for joining us. More importantly, thank you, Dr. Tammy, for this opportunity and this platform and this conversation and all of this greatness that we got going on right here. And so I am, as she said, Nina Addison, aka Nina Motivates, is what I love to say all the time, y'all. Um, and I'm so excited to do what God has called me to do on the earth realm. And so I am a certified life breakthrough coach, and I use my coaching career as a writing and publishing coach. I have a couple other things down coming down the pipeline, but can't talk about that just yet. I also certify life coaches. I help life coaches get their start. I help them come up with different ideas and different things and come up with their it and come up with what it is that they want to do in their target audience and getting some tools for their toolbox. And so I do all of those different things under my life coaching umbrella. I also am a comedic motivator. I love to motivate, but I love to make you laugh as well. Do you not realize that some of the things we deal with in life, yeah, it may hurt us, but when we look back, we be like, oh my goodness, that's kind of funny. And you learn something from it. And so I like to motivate you with true real life stories that is also empowering. And so I call that comedic motivation instead of just plain motivation, more so inspiration to help you turn all those things that's supposed to be negative in your life into a positive. I am also, yes, I am a publisher. I help you publish those books, get them off your minds and actually into the hands of you and your audience. And y'all, yes, I'm looking down because I have to remember all the stuff I do as well, right? And I am the dean and a teacher for Homeschool Helps. Homeschool Helps is a co-op where we take homeschool students and we help them to learn educationally, socially, spiritually, help them build wholeness so that they won't only be prepared for the work world, but they will also be prepared for the real world. That's me.
Oh my goodness. That's so awesome. I'm telling you, like, y'all see, I told you a whole couple of pages. And see, she only got through one paragraph. So she condensed it into one paragraph. So we're gonna learn so much more about you. So, Coach Jeanine, if you would take this opportunity to tell us who you are and what you do.
Thank you again, Dr. Tammy. I'm so excited to be here. Guys, I've missed my sister, Dr. Tammy. She's a true servant leader. So I'm so excited to be here today to come and really celebrate with her the Legacy Month. Definitely much love to you, sis. And thank you again, Coach Tina. I'm so already motivated just by listening to you. Definitely. So I'm Coach Jeanine. I'm a business and leadership coach. I'm a founder of a With You solution. It's a global consulting firm that we do help business owners and also business owners who are ready to be able to bring the business global. And I'm so excited. I love what I do. I love what I do because I want to make sure that people not just only have the message out there, but really prepare. So we really map out the blueprint so we can be able to prepare you or your company to be able to go global. So I love this month because definitely through literacy, I also have a podcast, Umoja Global Network, which is really we invite experts, consultants, coaches who can really be able to give some strategy and tools so people they can be able to be the best leader that they can be. I'm so excited because my life it's a calling to serve and to be able to empower others to be able to continue in the path that they have chosen, that God has chosen for them. So I'm so excited for them. And we have the Umoja Mag. Umoja means unity. So it's really a magazine where leaders are coming together, working with with one another, just like me and Dr. Tammy and Coach Nina, who are doing amazing work in the community, serving our people. That's really something that I do in every single day for Umoja Mag. So I'm excited to be here today, and I'm really ready to dive in this discussion. Thank you, Dr. Tammy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, y'all, so today we're just going to have a conversation. We're just going to talk about literacy on different levels, personally, professionally, and what we are doing in our community to address some of the things that we see in our community. And it may not be what you think, right? It may not be what you think. You know, we're not necessarily, well, I am in the illiteracy business, but we're doing some other things as it relates to literacy. So, let's just start with some personal questions first before we get into that. Let's start personally. So, what is the value of literacy, or how do you value literacy, or what do you think of some of the effects that you've seen in the work that you do? Before we get into what that work is, like, what is the value of literacy for you? What is the importance? And it doesn't matter who goes first.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna say. I think it was one of the questions too. I kind of respond to one of the projects Dr. Tammy was doing. I kind of explained in my chapter how literacy really freed me. Like I have freedom of really expressing myself and really growing in my, because I wanted to make sure I understand myself. So expressing myself through literacy, like reading and writing, that was really very very therapeutic for me. It was really giving me the sense of freedom that I was really looking for. So to me, it's very personal. Doing on a daily basis, I really inspire my niece now to do that. And even in the summertime, we kind of do some reading together because I want them to keep the language. Guys, I only speak 4 languages only. So with my nieces,
Only.
yeah, only.
I
So with
love
my
it.
niece, so with my niece, we read books in French and Swahili because I want them to continue, the culture and speak those languages. Because when I talk to them, they speak to me back in English. I said, no, 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 no. So to me, it kind of really gave me time to spend more time with my nieces, and for me, gave me freedom to express myself.
Oh, I love that. Oh my goodness. Only Coach Nina,
Right.
like only
Only.
four
I was like, wait,
languages.
I should have
I
went
love
first.
it.
Yes.
So she and I, we have this thing now. Coach Jeanine will push you, and she pushing me, and so she has put on my to-do list.
Yeah.
And I had to pause on it because I had some personal things going on in my life, but I
Mhm.
had to pause on it. But now that I'm back, she reminds
Yeah.
me you need to learn French.
Yeah.
So we were still on my list, Coach Janine. We're
Yeah.
gonna
We
get that
doing it.
down.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
that's
so when we're talking
interesting.
about literacy, it's difficult
Mhm.
not to talk about language. Go ahead, Coach
Yeah.
Nina.
Yeah. No, it's
Absolutely.
interesting because I have a young man in the next room. He loves French and wants to learn French. So, do you teach French?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay, we'll have to talk. But
Absolutely.
I said I should have answered the question before her, but I agree with what Coach Jeanine said. Literacy is very therapeutic. We learn through literacy. We grow through literacy by reading, by writing, by talking. We find healing for ourselves. We find healing for our families. We find healing for situations.
I love
Literacy is a necessity in our lives, whether we know it or not. If you think about it, one of the first things you learn to do, you're learning sight words, you're learning to read, you're learning to talk. You are learning literacy from the time you are a little child, and it never goes away. It never goes away. You should always be learning, always growing, always feeding yourself those good things. We hear enough stuff in the world, right? But there is a lot of educational books, a lot of personal development, professional development, spiritual development books out here that can elevate you and help you with those positive mindsets. We live with our thoughts all
it.
day long. What they say, we have 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. However, when you get out of just your own thoughts and you begin to listen to audible books or read the Bible or read a book that can help you to grow, help you to learn, help you to feel like, oh, you're not the only one. Because sometimes we feel like we're in a little bubble and we're the only one to go through certain things or experience certain things. But when you pick up a book, when you talk to someone, you are able to see that you are not alone. You are able to get
Mm.
the healing and the therapy you need. You're able to get the joy you need. So literacy is valued and is definitely a necessity.
Yeah, definitely a necessity. I love that. So, okay, so here's another question. So this is probably quick. It's because it's probably a one or two word answer, but I'm curious as to your favorite genre because I know the type of work you do, and I have a preconceived notion in my head that your favorite genre is a certain genre. But I'm gonna ask because I know some people like poetry. They prefer to read that like individual reading, like personal reading that's not for work, right? They like to read poetry. They like to read either fiction, nonfiction, fantasy, sci-fi. There's about nine of them, right? You have drama, you have all these other things, historical fiction. And so, what is your favorite genre to read? If you just like, I just want to chill out, I'm not going to work, I just want to have some relaxation time and I want to sit and read something, what is that?
I think for me, I have actually several. I like memoir, I like some poetry, and I like some biography. I love to read it,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
around leadership and women who are men also, but who are really changed the world, and just like really self leadership or management. Those are my type of book.
Mine, of course, and you probably guessed it, self-help. I love self-help books because and my favorite self-help book, you might not think I would say this, is the Bible. Because
Oh,
I think that for everything we have going on in
Yes.
this world, the answer is
Mhm.
there. But
Yeah.
self-help is personal and professional development all in one. And you can, when you go to some self-help books, and that includes biographies and things like
Yeah.
that because people are telling their stories to help you. So I'll say
yeah.
self-help for me.
Oh my goodness. So Nina, you say we probably wouldn't think of it. Yeah, I thought you would say that.
Yeah.
I will say that, my favorite genre is the reason I created my group. I have an online reading community, and that was the reason I created it, is because I wanted a nonfiction group. Well, we would
Mhm.
read things like biographies and memoirs, or we would read things that was for our personal professional development, and it may be in the self-help genre, right? Or some of those others, those little sub categories that fall under that. But I said, let me just do a nonfiction and then we can read all these things. We can read about tech. We can read about education. We can read about being a better person. We can read about mindset, but then we can also read someone else's story. And so there are devotionals or something
Mhm.
like that. We can even do some of those things today because I have Read More, and that's kind of a daily, it's daily quotes, daily affirmations, even if you want to, depending on how you word them and just take them in. And so I just wanted a space for that. So for me, it's definitely nonfiction. So I asked that question, and I just knew someone was going to push back on me because I read the things that are actually what I do, but I enjoy them. So they're one and the same. So
Mhm.
even though it's personal reading, I do that. Now I do say that sometimes I actually read um things that are just, like a movie, right? I'll read some young adult um books because I just want to see what's the latest and greatest when I hear a series come out and the high school students are reading them. I'll pick up some of those, but to just for a quick fun read. But if I had to choose and if I went to my Amazon cart, it's nonfiction. It's something related to that's a subcategory of nonfiction. But yeah.
Mhm.
So how do you okay, oh wait. So is there a book or something you recommend in what I know you said some. Is there any others that you would recommend, any books that you would recommend in the genre you like in particular?
I'll say the 12-week year.
Mm.
And I'm going to go back through it so I can actually implement it for 2024. Okay. But it really, and I say the 12-week year because we have this mindset, we got a whole 12 months, but it takes 12 months and have you to accomplish goals in 12 year. I can also include the 5 a.m. club. I ain't there yet, y'all. Pray for me. But I ain't there. But I'm at 6:30 so far. Okay. So I'm me in mornings, praise the Lord. However, but I'll recommend those two. There and this year I have read more self-help books or personal development books than I believe I ever have.
And for me, I just actually, I don't remember the time, but the new book for Michelle Obama, I just finished reading
Ah,
that.
Becoming. Did she
Yeah,
have? Does she have another one, or
I
is it
think
Becoming?
I think the becoming, yeah. I think she
Becoming.
has like
Okay.
a, I don't know what, I think she has like a sec. I don't know if it's a workbook or so, but it has to do Addison. It's like two.
Yeah.
But just
Yeah.
it was amazing, and I want to, again. This is me, and my nieces. I want them to read, so we're gonna be doing something together.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And I thought both of you were gonna say your book, one of your books. So I'm gonna do it since y'all didn't do it. I want to share
Yes,
this one because it
mhm,
goes with today's broadcast. It's
yes,
reading as a social action. Coach Jeanine is an author in this particular book as well. And we have other ladies from the community. I don't know why
mhm.
Nina's not in it, but we have other ladies in the community. But we'll talk about that later. She'll
Yeah.
definitely volume two. As you can see, this is volume one. So there's another volume
And
coming
it's
soon.
gonna be,
But
why not, in French and Swahili? We're gonna have another version.
hello.
Yes.
Hey, yeah.
Exactly. So but this is reading social action. And this was all the inspiration from my dissertation. So it goes way
Yes.
back, the community.
Mhm.
And I wanted to capture the ladies' stories in here because we're doing so much in the community. And so I wanted to capture them. So this is the book. It is available on Amazon. And but yeah, I so that's one. But I really it just and I'm like Coach Janine, it just
Yes.
depends on the season I'm in, what
Mhm.
I'm really paying attention to, that I'm really wanting, that I really recommend for others to read. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah. All right. So how do you promote literacy in your particular in the work that you do? And the work that you do could help any part of, it could be personal or professional, but how do you promote literacy and what do you do in the realm of literacy, reading, speaking, listening, and writing? Um, yeah,
Okay.
Nina.
So
We're
for
always
me,
so polite looking at each other like,
Coach
you
Janine,
know.
I'm gonna call. So she's been going first. I'm gonna ask you to go first. How do you
Okay.
promote literacy?
No problem. So for me, with I promote literacy in everything that I do. Let's start with homeschool health. We have an ERW class for them. I don't teach that particular class. I always tell people I took English with support in high school and college, okay? But we have an ERW teacher who is really, really, really good with these young men. Right now we have young men in our program and they are learning English reading, writing on a level that is amazing and really, really getting them to understand and write and read and speak about these things that they need to know how to do and the things that they need to and want to. And then as a life coach, I tell my coaches, I tell my authors, I push them to tell their stories verbally and written. And so I put together a lot of different book collaborations. I am on collaboration number 7. And so that's a way that I push people to utilize literacy and to have it become a part of them. Because not only do you have to write your story, but I do interviews. So I help them to tell their stories. And with the coaches, I challenge them to go live and tell people about them and who they are and why they came to be who they are. When you tell your story, people begin to love you. And a lot of times I tell people, whatever business you're in, you need to know your story because that's what people buy. They buy into you more so than they buy into your product.
Ooh. Oh my goodness. Like I think not only are we talking about literacy, like these are also like business building tips as well, I think, and branding tips. I think it's a little bit of everything. So like this is a gold mine. So definitely share this out. If you're here, say hello to us. I know we had a few people in the comments, and then I'm gonna pitch it over to uh Coach Jeanine to speak, but we had Miss Camille. Hello. Thank you for joining us. And look, y'all, we want to thank you all for joining us today. Hello, everyone. Make sure you tell us who you are and where you are joining us from. Say hello to us. And we'll definitely be coming back in the comments after the broadcast on the many platforms that this is streaming. So just know that. So, Coach Jeanine, how do you promote literacy in the work that you do?
so in the work that I do, I think it's very similar than Coach Tina. It's also Nina. It's through my podcast. Definitely, all these wonderful men and women who are coming to my podcast, I really encourage them to share the story. and make sure that they're showing up authentically, because as a servant leader, that's something that we do. So, and definitely making sure that they articulate and what are the lesson they would like our viewers to be able to retain, and also to be able to start their own journey, because that is all about serving leadership. It's really about making sure that you are showing up for your tribe, for your community, so they can also do the same thing, because we all go up together, we all really encouraging one another. So I do that through the podcast, and also through Umoja Mag, which is definitely on the global level, that we also are doing the same thing. So through definitely the podcast, and also through collaboration, that's something that I enjoy doing, because I believe there's a room for all of us, and through, especially with the letter C, we can be able to really encourage and pass the message, and learning from each other, because that is all about.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. I love that. So, I am so inspired by the work that both of you do, and I think it's reigniting something in me that it's always been there, but I've just kind of shifted my focus a little bit. And this last month or so, maybe 2 months, the summer, I guess it started the summer. I guess technically we're in fall, but in Texas, it's still like 100 degrees, so we still
Yeah.
summer. So I
Come on to
forget.
Chicago, okay?
I forget that
It's
it's
fall.
technically fall now, but in Texas, it's 100
It's
degrees.
hot.
Like yesterday was 104. So it's still
Wow.
so
It's
it's
still
still
hot.
summer to us. So we're still talking about summer and people are talking about fall.
I
So
know.
Our
forgive me
leaves
for
are
missing.
falling from the trees. Like I went and got my car washed and I was dodging leaves because I'm like, no. Yeah.
The windy city. So yeah, so so if I say that and misspeak, it's only because it's still summer in Texas. I realize other parts of the world you're moving on and and have better things to do and get cooler. We're still frying. But I started the last few months really going back. What I don't like to say back to basics, but going back to some of the things that really launched what I did and connected what I did, and that are really still so important to the work that I do. And I kind of I shifted my focus, and I like to do so many things, and so I'm like, I need to bring those things back. So I really am encouraged by the work that you do and all the things that y'all are doing. So one of the things that I want to inquire about is, now that we've talked about how you promote literacy with the work that you do, is this particular show is about reading as a social action. And you're already talking about how you're doing that with the people you serve and in your community, and opening it up to a global, right, community, the big C, right? And doing some of those things. So when you're hearing reading as a social action, what does that mean to you?
Okay, Janine, I went first last time. I'll let you go.
So when I really, if when I'm hearing a reading through, let us say like that, as a social action, to me, it's really about putting our mind together and reading and expanding our mind, like really getting off our comfort zone, and really, making sure that we coming together to be able to expand the way we share and communicate, the knowledge we have, or communicate what we our thoughts process and all of that. So it's really a process.
Oh, I love that. I love that it's a process. And the two words that you use, share and
Mhm.
communicate. I love that. Yeah, with others. Coach
I
Nina?
do too. I think of with the word action. You have
Mm,
to do something. And
yeah.
so, it just, that word stuck out to me, a social action, actually doing something. And
Mhm.
so I love that you shared your book. It was coming together. And it was something Coach Jeanine said earlier, how it's enough room for everybody. And
Mhm.
so if we share more, if we come together more, again, thank you for this opportunity, because this is a social action right
Yeah.
here. This is a
Yeah.
promotion. Someone will hear this and be empowered to do more, be empowered to read more, to speak out more. And so this right here, this platform that you have created, Dr. Tammy,
Oh.
is a social action. And so it's powerful, and more of us need to do it. More of us need to step out. More of us need to collaborate and come together and
Mm.
push this thing.
I love that. Together and collaborate. Go ahead, Coach Jeanine.
I just want to give an example. Like, this is a testimony moment. Like when I
Okay.
started, almost like 2 years now, I was not comfortable. Guess what? Guess who I dragged along with me? Dr. Tammy. This lady, she was again committed. She said, "Jeanine, you can do it." Like she was coming with me with like sometimes I was tired. I said, "Can you do it?" I said, "Yes, we are doing it." So she really pushed me and encouraged me. My beginning, like I did not do a lot. I dragged her with me. We were doing it together. My
I
show.
love
So
it.
again, Dr. Tammy, she's really a leader. So to me, I'm so excited that I am an example of really social action because she really held my hand to start several times. For months she was consistent with me. So I'm so grateful for my sis. So she was amazing.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love it.
thank you
yeah.
so much. Thank you
Oh
so much.
yeah.
And I love the words that y'all chose. I heard share, I said communicate together, community, and
Mhm.
this idea of taking others on the journey with you. And I think when I think about reading, when I think about literacy, I think it's something to be shared. I think one, we have our own ideas when we read something, when we engage with text, when we engage with others, we have our own ideas. But when we talk about it, so this is the speaking part, when we talk about it, when we share our perspectives on different topics, then we expand what we know. Whether we agree or disagree, that's irrelevant. It just expands what you know about that topic. And even if you disagree, now you know the other side. I always, I think about the writing piece and a persuasive essay, right? And this idea that you even though you're persuading someone on one thing, you always share the other side. And I think even in that realm, that's good, like that's a good thing for us to share. I love that. Collaborate, share, communicate. Oh, those are perfect. So we're getting toward the end, but I have a few more questions I want to ask. And I don't know if any of you, so I know that I do know, so let me just be honest and ask it this way. Both of these ladies have been a part of my Women Aspiring for More community and have participated in sharing their perspectives, talking about perspective and collaborating and communicating and sharing and all these things that we're talking about within that community. So I know they have done it at least once, but they may have done it more. So when we're talking about, and I pull all those terms that y'all put together as a community, and doing things in community, with community, and in community. So how do you feel about the actual act of reading or writing? Because Coach Nina, reading or writing within a community, with a community or in community, depending on your role with community. How do you feel about it? Is it something you like? Do you dislike it? Do you like it in certain situations? Like, how do you feel about reading or writing, speaking or listening with community or in community?
So I got a confession to make. When you want me to read something, yes, I'm a publisher. Yes, I push people to push their babies out, meaning their books, not their actual babies. Okay, I'm not a doctor like that. However, I push people. The comedic motivator is coming out of me, right? I push people to write their stories, to tell their stories. But when you want me to read like a book in its entirety, I need community. Why? Because
Ooh,
community
yeah.
equals accountability. Community equals accountability. And I need accountability to stay on target. Like I have a lot of things going on, right? And although I have a lot of things going on, I understand that reading is important. It is very, very important. When I do a lot of like the Bible app, I do a lot of reading plans, and my friends, my closest circle, they're probably tired of me because every other week I'm adding them to a reading plan. Because as I add them to a reading plan, it makes me accountable to read that plan. Yes, I can read my verses and my studies on my own time, but I like to do reading plans with people. I like to read books
Mm,
with people. I'm currently reading a book by John somebody called Start, but I'm not reading it alone. I'm reading it with my business partners, and it's
yeah.
helping me actually read it because I know every morning at 7:30 a.m. I'm going to be asked about the last chapter. So I know that every night before I go to bed, I got to take some time read my Bible and read and read a couple pages of this book so I can have something to say the next day. So community is important. When Dr. Tammy put these books out and have the books of the month, it's like, okay, if that's something you need, here, she has the community for you already. And now you don't have to create the community. You can come into the community, get the book of the month and read it. And then she has these lives and different things where you don't have to discuss it alone. You can post in the group. Yes, Dr. Tammy, I'm promoting, which means you got to get back to it. And you know, and so you have this opportunity. But if you have a community, you will have accountability, and I bet you'll get more done.
Ooh, I love that. I love that. I bet you get more done, at least more reading done, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because you have that accountability piece. Coach Jeanine.
I'm just gonna echo what Coach Nina said because that's exactly what I feel too. I definitely, to me, I love to read and write at the same time too, but I need accountability. Absolutely, that's something that I need to do more. I'm also gonna be honest with you because definitely sometimes when you be pulled to different directions, sometimes, and I really miss that. So. Dr. Tammy, I'm gonna come back for sure. Yes, because I love it. It's a
Yay,
good idea. So
yay.
thank you, Coach Nina, for mentioning that to us.
Yes. And so I even end up, since she did, I put the ticker at the bottom since we've been doing it. So you could definitely connect with us and join us. And so, yeah, because we still got to do another one of these in
Yes,
Swahili. And what was the
and
other
French,
language? And
French.
French.
Right.
Yes,
So,
yes,
so you got to come in so you have something to write about, right? So we'll
absolutely.
read together, then we'll write. So
Mhm.
thank you so much. So, ladies, okay, what is a favorite quote, strategy, tip, resource, because it could be another book, um, whatever you want to share, but what is one of those favorite things that you would like to leave people with?
Coach
And you
Jeanine.
may have already said it in the last question, but you may have another one.
Well, definitely another resource that I would like to leave people daily is the Bible.
Mhm.
Coach Nina said that already because you find every single answer you can really possibly look for in the Bible. So that's the biggest resource that we can do daily for sure. And also a quote that I love is that if you want to go far, fast, you can go alone. If you want to go fast, you need the village, you need the tribe. So that's an African proverb. And I think myself, Coach Nina, Dr. Tammy, will live by that. So we're gonna, really embark you to the journey if you let us really bring into your life. So make sure that you have your circle, your system support always with you. These are my sisters, Dr. Tammy. I'm so glad that now we're back on track. But again, really being there for your people, being there for your partners, so you can be able to make sure that they're okay, you're okay, so you guys are going together.
Yeah,
Together we are unstoppable.
we're going far. Let's do it. Let's do it, Coach Nina.
Um, I have a quote quickly when she said the Bible. If we think about it, the Bible definitely encouraged writing and reading. They had to go and read the Torah. Things were written. God Himself wrote the Ten Commandments on the stones. So it has been since the beginning of creation. Okay, but my quote is the only limits you have is the limits you put upon yourself. And so me being a person with a very visible physical difference, I don't know. Y'all probably saw when I was clapping and stuff like, wait a minute, her hands look a little different. But with having a very visible physical difference, I don't allow my hands to stop me from doing anything needed, wanted, or desired. God created me different so that I can be a different. So I can show people your difference doesn't have to stop you. You're the only one who limits you. So if you want to read more, you can. Whatever the excuses are for dead people. And since you are alive and have breath in your body, you absolutely can do whatever you need to do, want to do, or desire to do. Just stop allowing yourself to be disabled. When people say, oh, you're disabled, no, I am not. I'm different. And
Mhm.
so your difference can make a difference in the lives of not only your own, because we're not here for ourselves. We are here for someone else, to help someone else, to build someone else. So stop limiting yourselves, because the only limits you have is the limits you put upon yourself. And I know I serve a limitless God, so we all might as well live unlimited.
Oh, look what I have on. Like, wait, let me see if I can get the names off of here. Look, it's too much going on. Like I got to do behind the scenes, but
Right.
But I am limitless. I actually have the shirt on. Look, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
I
should
am
have worn
limitless.
mine.
So, okay, so final thoughts. I know we're coming up on our time and I don't want to keep you all day, but I do want to give you the opportunity to share any final thoughts, any final words, final thoughts, any projects that you're currently working on that you want to share or invite people to participate in. And y'all, they're going to say it. Yes, they'll share more in the comments. And of course, as they share more with me, I will be posting it in the comments of this broadcast. So wherever you're watching this, you can check the comments for links and things like that. But tell us any of your final words and what are you working on? What are some projects or future projects? Maybe they're current or future that you're working on, or something in your business that you're embarking on. Coach Nina?
Okay. So I am actually I have another book project that is coming out in November. Now, initially we did kind of like shut down from accepting more authors. However, I had a few people come to me and say, "Hey, I want to be in that book." And so we have opened up a few more spots. I don't think I have it on my website anymore, but if you go to my website and you reach out to me, the title of the book is The Other Side of Through, and that book will come out. I believe Cyber Monday is when we're going to have it come out. And so we have a private Facebook group where people get trained and coached and pushed, and I talk about how to write. You get to write up to 2,000 words, and I think right now we have about 15 authors in the book. I'm not going to go over 21, so if anyone is interested, definitely reach out to me. There is a financial obligation for the book, but you get so much more than what you invest into the book. And we're getting ready to do interviews. So you all will start seeing authors that is a part of this anthology as soon as next week. I think my first two interviews is next week. So I'm really excited about
Ooh.
that. And some people, this is their very first time writing. And there's some people have been with me since my very first anthology. And this is number 7. I already know what number 8 will be. And it's going to be a book that it's going to be, it's
Uh-oh.
called I Apologize.
Secrets.
So this is the first place where I'm announcing it. It's called I Apologize. We will officially start accepting authors at the end of November, but this is a book where parents have an opportunity to go through a 3-month therapeutic healing journey. And because a lot of parents, they need to apologize to their children for so many different things, and we like, what? I'm not apologizing to my child. But now I'm meeting and coaching a lot of parents who say, man, my child saw me go through so much that I see them going through what I went through, and I need to apologize to them because they never should have gone through that. They never should have seen that. And so just training and teaching people, and I'm going to bring in some coaches and some therapists and some parent support group workers to coach the parents through the healing journey for
Amazing.
themselves first, and then the healing journey for their children. And then we're going to put together a book next year that'll come out next summer called I Apologize, to help other parents know that it's okay if you have to apologize to your child. And then, of course, homeschool helps. We are, y'all, this is something that's, it's not a school, but it operates very similar to a hybrid school, and it's different. It's a big dream, a big goal. Right now, it's a team of 4, but I've been doing homeschool for 6 years. This is year number 7, and now
Mhm.
it's a team of 4. I'm not alone anymore, praise God. But we are expanding this thing in such a way that we are looking for people to see our vision and support us in the vision. And so you can go to our website, find out more about us, see what we have going on. We have some amazing sponsorship opportunities, or reach out to me and we can talk to you more. I'm actually preparing a presentation because yours truly is in a beauty pageant, November 4th, the Beyond Beautiful World pageant, my very first and probably only beauty pageant, but I'm really excited about it. Yes, I will be the first. I tell people I'm going to be the first so-called disabled woman, as society would call me, to win a beauty pageant. I'm claiming it, okay? So
Yes.
I'm currently Miss Beyond Beautiful World, Emerald, Illinois, but I'm looking forward to taking the big crown home November 4th. So continue to follow my journey. Please follow me on all social media sites at Nina Motivates, and she posted my website. So please follow the journey. And thank you again, Dr. Tammy, for this opportunity.
You're welcome. And we see the sash in the back. on your chair. So she's even promoting it as we speak. So yeah. We're gonna put the crown on. Absolutely.
Look, I don't have the mirror in front of me, but I'm trying to use the thing, and so let me see. It's kind of crooked. We'll work on that later. Now it's
Yeah.
getting caught up in my braids. Yep, I should have left it right where it was.
It's all good. We got it. We got it. So yeah, definitely follow her, check her out. She's posting about it now because they're accepting sponsorship, accepting. You can also get your ticket and attend. Like you could even do all of that. I've seen all of that. So and then Coach Tina, it says she homeschooled her son. He's now 24. Oh, that's
And I
awesome.
bet you he's excelling.
Yeah.
I am going to, and that's my philanthropic, not my philanthropic arm. That is my arm for my advocacy. I couldn't even think of it. My
Mm.
advocacy for the pageant is homeschool. So winning this pageant is greater than me saying I won a pageant, I have a crown, but I will have the backing of the Beyond Beautiful World community to help me promote not just homeschool, but
Yeah.
also my community of homeschool helps.
Awesome. That's amazing. Coach Jeanine, any final thoughts? What projects are you working on, or future projects, and anything about your business that you want to share?
Yeah, definitely. Well, my first thing first is that please, guys, make sure that you stay connected with Dr. Tammy. She has a lot of good projects coming up, which, it's also among the things we're going to be doing together. We kind of put on pause, but we definitely, going to pick up that and continue because we don't stop. We are unstoppable together. So
Yeah.
we have a class coming up on October the 15th. If you are looking forward to have an event, a conference, or any type of project you're looking for funding, so we have a sponsorship class
Ooh,
where you can be able to learn anything about sponsorship, how
nice.
to do it, what to say, how to put it together, proposals for sponsorship. So I'm so excited for that class. So we have the expert. She's been doing this for 20 years about sponsorship, and many other ladies. They're going to be joining us. So please join me. Sign up for that class for the October the 15th, and then we have our conference, the UGN Leadership Conference. It's happening up November the 10th to the 12th. So make sure that you be in touch with me. I can be able to connect you because if you want your business to go global, that's the place to be. And Dr. Tammy will be one of the virtual presenters. So she's going to be presenting. I'm so excited for her. And definitely make sure that you also want to be featured in Umoja Mag. So make sure that if you want your business, your story, to be published globally in 4 languages, make sure, you contact me so we can be able to feature you for October, November, or December so you can be part of our community. Thank you so
Oh,
much again, Dr. Tanky. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
you're welcome. So, Coach Jeanine, when they register, or how do you prefer they get in touch with? They do it at the website, or do they connect with you on social media or in the
Yeah, they
comments?
can
Where would you
connect me
like
with
for them to
social media.
connect with you?
Yeah, they can connect with me social media so I can send them the link where they can be able to purchase the ticket. Yeah, for the conference and for the class for sponsorship.
All right, good deal. So I will be tagging her in the comments so you can just click on her name and find her or her community. Thank you both so much. Oh my goodness, this is so awesome. They're doing some amazing things in the realm of literacy, listening, speaking, reading, and writing, and all those things, and being an advocate, like giving people a platform for their story. And I think no matter if you're talking about your business or you're talking about a personal story, it's your story. And so I really appreciate all that you are doing. This is, as you know, my baby. So, oh, Coach Tina posted the link for you. So there it
Thank you.
is. It's in the
Thank you,
link, it's in the
Christina.
comments on Facebook. So I will copy that over to the other platforms as
Thank you, because
well.
I need it. I'll
Yeah.
be there.
Yeah, so it's in the comments. So we'll definitely make sure that it gets on the other platforms. And so that's the sponsorship link. Yes, thank you, Coach Tina. And so I really appreciate both of you. I thought about this. I was looking and I saw the date, and I said, this is National Literacy Month. Last month we read I Am Not Yelling, a Black Woman's Guide to the Workplace. We read that one as a community, and then we did the discussion with some other ladies. We joined forces since I'm, reigniting this and doing a little reboot. We joined another group, and I said, but this month I hadn't done anything. And I was thinking we can at least talk about some of the things that we're doing. So thank you so much for accepting my invitation, for coming and sharing those things that you're doing. We're definitely going to look out for Umoja Mag and for the different books that Nina has like 15, 20 books. So we'll be looking out for the next one. But I really like that last title. It's something about through. Say it again. What is the title
The
of the book?
Other Side of Through.
The Other Side
I
of
love
Dr.
that.
Through.
Tammy, there's a spot for you.
Because we know this is the other side of through for
This
me,
is.
for this last challenge that I had in my life, and disruptor I call it. I'm on the other side of through right now. So this is yeah, so I love that title. Like, oh my goodness. Oh
It
my
is
goodness.
I'll send you the
important.
link. Don't worry. You'll have the link in a few minutes.
I love it. I love it. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you all
You.
for being here. We appreciate you. We know that you are, taking time out of your day to spend with us, whether you're watching this live or on the replay. And if you haven't said hello to us, please say hello to us in the comments. Tell us where you're joining from. You can join me particularly in our reading community. If you go to the link that's flashing on your screen, that's scrolling across your screen, it'll take you to a landing page and you'll have a few options. We still have the community on Facebook, but I also have a Telegram group that I am moving people into because it allows for people who are not on Facebook to participate. So you will see both links on that landing page for you to join us. I encourage you to join us because we will be reading. I will be announcing the October, November book. We'll be doing kind of a 2 month thing, or this last quarter. We'll be doing a book this last quarter, and I will be announcing that soon. So jump in there so you'll see the announcement. Plus, I also post in the Telegram group some other opportunities and things that I know that are not necessarily public, but you can have access to it because you have access because you're in my community. So thank you all for joining us for National Literacy Month. Think about your local community. Think about how you want to promote literacy in your community, whether it's illiteracy or just offering opportunities to share literacy, even if it's digital literacy. Like, share that within your community. I'm going to bring the ladies back so we can just say a goodbye to you. We can all wave. But thank you all for joining us live or on the replay. And yeah, you'll see more of me. You'll see more of me soon. Thank you both. Thank you both. I
Thank
appreciate
Oh,
you.
thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Tammy. Thank you,
everyone.
Coach Nina.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Are we connected now? Okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
And hey, everyone, have an amazing day, and we will see you soon.
Bye for
Bye.
now.
Bye.